job search process is such a daunting and hard thing, because if you think about it, you only need one yes, in theory. Multiple ones are great for negotiating and all that stuff. But even in that case, like you're looking at a lot of no's. And so understanding that no is not a personal thing, right? That like they're looking at all those different aspects, how you work with teams and how you fit into the culture. So the more you can sprinkle in those things and let them really get to know who you are and what you're bringing to the table, that it's not necessarily, especially I think in junior positions, that it's not necessarily, proving that you know certain languages or whatever. Like most people are at that level when they're applying for these junior roles. It's all this other stuff that's what's going to get you through.
Exactly. And, when you think about what a junior is, right, like that's just in relation to maybe your numbers of years of experience in that particular position. But you have so many other attributes and other years of experience doing other things. It makes you a senior in other things that can help the company thrive, right? And all the no's, right? They're all learning experiences as well. Like you are learning how to pitch yourself. You're learning what about your resume you need to change. You're ultimately, being given an opportunity or a blessing even to say, hey, this isn't the job for you, but the job for you will appear, right? And you'll be prepared for it by going through the process. So as long as you're resilient, as long as you know that's not personal, right? As long as you can have that initiative and drive to keep, pushing, to keep overcoming the challenges, you're going to land where you're supposed to be.
For sure. Yeah. I think and that's the hardest. I think not taking it personally, at least for me, is one of the hardest parts of that, right? That like it is easy for me to go into an interview or go into any of those things and not be like, oh, well, if I had done X, Y, and Z, it would be different. But there's so many things happening behind the scenes that you can't make that assumption. I think about, I've talked in the past about my experience in the performing arts, because that's where I was before I came here, that the idea of like auditioning for shows and things like that, like you go through so many no's and it has nothing to do with like whether you're a good actor or not. And so I think that the job search is so similar to that.
Absolutely. When I was younger, I used to model and act and stuff like that. So you go on all these auditions, first audition, second audition, third audition. And, you get to the third audition after spending, weeks, months even. And they say, no, we're going to pass. Right? That could kill some people. Some people would just be decimated after hearing that after all hard work. But then, the next opportunity is right around the corner. Right? If you get down on yourself, if you start doubting yourself, if you're like, hey, then maybe this isn't for me, then, you're never going to know what else is out there for you. So I always encourage students to say, look, as soon as you get a no, find out what you can learn from that situation, right? Take that information, get back on the horse, and keep riding until that next opportunity shows itself, because you're going to be more prepared for it. And so, the same situation, I think.
Yeah.